Nigel Farage didn't just change the rules, he decided the rules don't actually apply to him anymore. We're constantly being told to vote for these people because they're different. They are not the uni party. And because they aren't the career politicians who treat you like a fool. But the moment it becomes inconvenient for them to hold the moral high ground, they drop it. If they can flip-flop on the very definition of honour just to grab a few extra seats, what else are they lying to you about? So in this video, I've got a couple of clips that proves that Nigel Farage's principles have an expiration date. So let's talk about trust. Specifically the trust that we place in the outsiders who claim they're going to clean up politics. Let's go back a few years. Remember when Christian Wakefield defected from the Tories to Labour? Nigel Farage was furious. He didn't just disagree with the politics, he attacked the man's character. He called it dishonourable, and he called it a complete insult to voters. He was crystal clear on the solution. If you switch parties, you must resign and fight a by-election. He even bragged that he was in charge of UKIP. He made Douglas Carswell and Mark Reckless do exactly that. Why? Well, as he told us, it is not right to keep the seat without asking the voters first. He sounded principled. He sounded like he gave a damn about you, the voter.
The honourable member. Yes, that is how Christian Wakefield was described, elected on a Conservative manifesto, but he's not happy. He only has a majority of 402. He clearly thinks he's going to leave, so he's jumped ship and joined the Labour benches. But believe you me, there is nothing honourable about this man at all, or indeed the way our political system works. When I was leader of UKIP back in 2013 and 14, I had several Conservative members of the Parliament who wanted to defect and sit as UKIP. I said to all of them, the only acceptable way you can do that is to resign your seat and hold a by-election. And two of them, Douglas Carswell and Mark Reckless, did exactly that, and indeed went on to win the by-elections. For the others, I said, it's no go, it's not right, it is dishonourable. And this really is the dishonourable member for Bury South, Christian Wakefield. It is a complete insult to voters for MPs to have the arrogance to think that it's them they voted for, when the truth is most of us vote for or against the main party leaders. And it amazed me that Boris Johnson, in response, didn't even ask for the man to put himself forward for a by-election. You see, the truth, folks, is they're nearly all, not all, but nearly all, career politicians. You, the voters, are just useful to them once every few years. It's all about them. It is, I think, today, a disgraceful episode.
Now, fast forward to right now. Suddenly, Reform Party is welcoming in defectors. So, naturally, you'd expect Nigel to demand those immediate by-elections he was so passionate about, right? You'd expect him to stick to that honourable standard. Watch what happens when he gets called out on it.
Back when you were head of UKIP, you said that if Conservatives defected to your party, they would have to stand in a by-election. Why have you changed your view on
that? Was 12 years ago.
So why have you changed your view?
Everything's changed. Everything's changed now. There have been so many defections and party changes since that time that standard procedure now is not to have by-elections.
But you supported that view only 3 years ago, so it's a pretty quick change.
Well, 12 years ago I did, yes.
But you said it on GB News 3 years ago.
Do you know what? Nobody else does it. We're not doing it. Robert Jenrick has joined. Andrew Rosendale has joined. Others are going to join. And do you know what? Our laser focus is on the elections on the 7th of May this year, with Scotland, Wales, the whole of London, many, many seats across the rest of England, although, of course, some have been cancelled, which is unforgivable. That's our laser-like focus.
And the interviewer nails him. They remind him, back when you were in UKIP, you said that if Conservatives defected, they would have to stand in a by-election. And what was his answer? Does he stand by his principles? Hell no. He says everything's changed. His defence is that because standard procedure is now not to have a by-election, he doesn't have to do it either. He actually says, do you know what? Nobody else is doing it, we're not doing it. So let that sink in. The man who built a career screaming that other parties are corrupt, that they're the career politicians who only uses voters once every few years, is now using those same corrupt politicians as his excuse. Nobody else does it. It's the playground defence of a man who got caught. 3 years ago, he said failing to hold a by-election was arrogance. He said it was a disgraceful episode. Now that it benefits him, now that he needs the numbers, well, it's just standard procedure, isn't it? So the question really is, how can you trust this man? And you can't, because trust requires consistency. When you preach about honour, the only thing it hurts is your opponents. But abandon the second it hurts you, and it's not principle. I suppose that is politics. And it's exactly this kind of politics he swore he was fighting against. If everything's changed just because he's the one breaking the rules now, then the only thing that's really changed is the mask that's slipped. But getting angry isn't just enough. If they won't hold themselves to a higher standard, then we have to force them to. There's a petition live right now demanding exactly what he used to preach: automatic by-elections for defectors. It lays it out simply: if an MP decides to swap teams, they have to face the voters and ask for permission. I agree with every single word of this, and your vote belongs to you, not them. It's not a piece of furniture that they can take with them when they move house. I've signed it. I'll put the link right at the top of the description box below. Don't just watch this and shake your head. Go sign it, and let's remind them who's actually in charge.